I'm joined by Representative Jesse Topper, House Republican leader. What stood out to you the most in the governor's speech today?
Well, look, the governor has a proposal. It's a starting point, but at this point, we know it spends too much money and it's unsustainable into the future. What we really need to look at in Pennsylvania are the policies that are going to jumpstart this economy. And we're going to focus on energy production. We know that whether it's bringing down costs for consumers or providing jobs for our workforce, providing the ability to have infrastructure, if we want to recruit new businesses into Pennsylvania and stop the southern bleed, we have to get the energy out of the ground that we have, and we have to eliminate the things that stand in its way.
The governor talked about incentives for things like hydrogen and renewables. Where does natural gas fit into this plan?
Natural gas needs to be a huge part of it because we have it here in Pennsylvania. One of the best ways we can incentivize energy to come out of the ground is not subsidize anything, but to take away the regulations that are prohibiting stability in the market. Get rid of RGGI, get rid of anything that looks or smells like RGGI, and allow these companies to do what they need to do to provide the energy for Pennsylvania that we need.
The governor also called for additional funding for schools. Once again, is there support? Can we sustain an additional funding increase for public education?
I've been here for almost 12 years. There's always been an increase in education. It's a top priority for all of us in government. However, just as important is to ensure that each child has access to a high-quality education, even if public school is not a viable option for them. And school choice is still going to be a part of the conversation for our caucus moving forward.
Is there any appetite for your caucus to support a minimum wage increase?
The minimum wage is not a way to jumpstart the economy, raising it. We've seen that. I'm sure there'll be a lot of things on the table as an overall budget package, but the number one thing we have to look at is how to do things that actually grow the economy, and that's not something that grows the economy in any meaningful way.
The governor had also proposed 2 revenue generators, legalizing recreational marijuana and also taxing skills games. Is there support in your caucus for either of those?
I think we have to be very cautious in counting on money on industries that are not yet legal or regulated in Pennsylvania. We're certainly going to have those conversations throughout the budget, but we tend to overinflate the amount of revenue that we're going to receive anytime something like that happens. So whether it comes to skill games or cannabis, we have to be very cautious, both in our approach to the public policy of it, but also into how much money we think we're going to receive from it.
What is your top priority as we begin this budget process?
Unleashing the energy production that we need to have here in Pennsylvania. When people start to flip light switches and nothing comes on, when they see their energy costs start to rise, when we see the economy start to flatline because of the lack of baseload capacity and generation here in Pennsylvania, we're going to be in trouble. And we have to meet that by eliminating regulations, taking away the barriers for production, and really unleashing that market. And if we do that, I think you're going to see a renaissance in terms of family-sustaining jobs here in Pennsylvania.
Representative Jesse Topper, thank you for joining us. Now we head back to PCN Studios.